here comes a new challenger!
What's going on, guys? Mr. Jason back here again with another video for you guys, and this is going to be another video involving another movie challenge that was put together by, of course, HucksPopCultureCafe. Man, I am really enjoying that dude's content. I definitely recommend going to check him out. I have been enjoying his content. He's very brilliant, has these great ideas that he comes up with for content, and just an amazing personality. So if you enjoy anything related to physical media, I definitely recommend you go check out his YouTube channel. I will leave the link to his channel in the description down below. But he came up with another challenge, which he has a couple more that he announced. So if you're curious about that, just go watch his videos. His latest video, he did this own challenge himself. That's what he does. He creates these challenges. He does them himself first and then throws out the challenge to all of the people that are involved in the physical media community on the YouTube or Instagram or whatever else. You can even just like leave a comment. You don't have to do a video. So if you don't have a YouTube channel but you want to take up part of the challenge, just go comment on his videos or comment on this video if you want. Just put the list of your 25 movies that I'm about to explain this challenge anyways. This one, his challenge was thrown out by, you got to choose 25 movies with one male actor per movie. So you can only choose one male actor per movie, and one movie that is like a male dominated ensemble, I guess is the word. It's basically a movie with a dominated male cast. So that's the challenge. And like I said, if you want to find out about the other future challenges, go watch his channel. I'm not going to spoil that. But I have my stack here of movies. This isn't all of them, of course. It's just too high of a stack to hold without dropping anything. But this one was really difficult for me just for the fact that, I will be honest, I don't really choose favorites when it comes to actors and actresses and directors. When it comes to directors, I am the worst. I'm dumbfounded when it comes to directors. I'm terrible at keeping up with who did what and all that, and the names. Terrible with the names. But this one was kind of hard, like I said, because I don't really collect movies based on actors or actresses. I buy the movies based on if I like the movie itself. But I do have some actors and actresses I enjoy more than others. So that's kind of what I had to go on here. And some of the actors, I did have movies I enjoyed more, but I didn't have them on my collection, so I couldn't choose them. But guys, if you are new to the channel, before I get this started, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe if you like content similar to this, or just anything in general. I do it all, literally. So if you, not everything, you guys know, that's just a little too out there, some of the stuff that could be under the everything category. But if you enjoy anything similar to this, please subscribe. You won't regret it. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. And if you're already subscribed, just return to watch another one of my videos. I appreciate it very much. But we're going to get right into this. My first choice here for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, of course. This guy's been in a lot of movies, but I'm going with the one that I really felt his performance of the character that he was portraying in this movie was just really, really amazing. And I chose The Jungle Cruise right here. This is the Target exclusive, but I don't want to get too rambly about each of these movies. But Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, for my first choice of Jungle Cruise, really enjoyed his performance in that movie. And next up, we have a comedy. I'm going to say this right now. I'm starting to realize as I do these challenges, I don't have many action movies. And as I've been a fan of collecting movies and just growing up watching movies, I honestly, action was my, I guess you can say, least favorite genre. So I honestly, for whatever reason, just don't have too many action movies in my collection. So that's probably why you're not going to see much of like Sylvester Stallone or Jean-Claude Van Damme or anything like that, because I don't have too many action movies, to be honest. But next up, we have a comedy, like I was saying. And this is for Jason Sudeikis. We have We're the Millers. I really love this movie. It is hilarious. I can never get enough of watching this. That's why I chose this one. It has some great funny moments. So if you have not seen this yet, I definitely recommend checking it out. And we got that lenticular slip cover. Definitely recommend it. My pick for Jason Sudeikis, We're the Millers. And then next up, I guess you can say a horror comedy. We have I almost said Jason. Jesse Eisenberg. We got Zombieland. That's my pick. He did great in this movie, and this was definitely a really fun movie. And from all the movies that I know of his, this is the only one that I've seen that I enjoy the most, which is why I picked it. And it's, I think, possibly maybe like one of the very few movies of his that I have in my collection. But can't go wrong with some Zombieland. And then moving on to this next one here, it's a comedy as well. I guess I enjoy my comedy, as you can say. And this one, I believe, is involving around the Christmas season. And this introduced me to, this is one of the movies that introduced me to Ryan Reynolds. But the main movie that introduced me to Ryan Reynolds, obviously that's my pick, was that restaurant comedy movie called Waiting. That was the first movie I believe I actually really saw with him on it, which made me actually enjoy him as an actor, and I checked out his other movies. But from the ones I have in my collection, I have to go with Just Friends. He was really great in this. It is definitely a hilarious movie. If you enjoy Christmas movies, like I said, I believe it's around the Christmas season, you can watch that. I recommend checking it out. And then next up, I got to go with my boy here because he's from Massachusetts as well. He's from the Boston area. And this, of course, is Mark Wahlberg. And the reason why I'm choosing this one is because most people are used to him being like an action actor or sometimes a drama, I guess you can say, actor in his roles. But I went with Ted. I love this movie. And when you see him doing a comedy role, that's something he does more of them now. But at the time when he did this, I don't think he was really known for doing too many comedies. And he did this one very well. He was great. His performance was amazing. He definitely was hilarious. And this movie itself is just hilarious. I love it. My Thunder Buddy's right here. Great movie. I went with Ted from Mark Wahlberg. And next up, probably an actor most people won't be choosing, but I enjoy my rom-coms. I enjoy my comedies. I enjoy my dramas. So next up, it's a rom-com, of course, and I went with Zac Efron for That Awkward Moment. This movie was pretty hilarious. Oh my God, I almost dropped it. And I don't know what made me check this movie out. I guess I was in my phase of collecting rom-coms at one point, and this was one that I decided to check out, and I liked it enough that I actually bought it. So I went with Zac Efron for That Awkward Moment. And next up, another movie that introduced me to this actor. I'm sure he was in movies before this, but at the time, I wasn't really knowing much of him until this one. But this movie introduced me to Chris Hemsworth. We have Thor. He plays Thor very well. He is Thor. He is the god of thunder. And of course, after this, I started checking out his other movies like Red Dawn and others. I can't remember the names, but Thor is the one I chose from my collection for Chris Hemsworth. And next up, this actor, I don't care. Say what you want about him with all his downfalls and whatnot, but he was really great in this movie. I went with Shia LaBeouf and Transformers. He was great in this. Great performance overall. The emotions, like any scene that he had to show his emotions and involved in action scenes, he was great. You cannot deny that. He was great in Transformers. So I went with Shia LaBeouf and Transformers. And next up, another opinionated situation with me. I chose Channing Tatum, but I went with The Vow. Yeah, he's in other good movies like 21 Jump Street, which is a comedy, and he's in other comedies as well. But I feel like his performances are done best when he's drama. I think drama is his best roles, if I'm saying that properly or correctly. But I really love him in his drama movies. He does great in them. In this movie, I'm not going to lie, it kind of teared me up a bit. He was great in this. His performance was amazing. Just wow. No pun intended because it rhymes with vow, but wow. Great movie. If you enjoy dramas, if you like your little love stories, go with that. So that's Channing Tatum for The Vow. And next up, I don't have too many actors. I don't collect my movies based on actors for the most part. There's very few that I do. So I had a hard time finding 25 movies with 25 different actors that I'm like a fan of, I guess you can say. But after seeing a couple movies with this actor, I was checking out other movies that he's done, and I found one that I enjoyed a lot. It's another drama. It's a love story. I went with Josh Duhamel. I'm not even saying that right, but Josh, the guy right there, Josh Duhamel. In Safe Haven, this was a great drama love story type situation, and I had it in my collection. I don't have many other movies with that actor, so I went with Safe Haven for Josh Duhamel. I don't even know. I can't even say it. And this one, this actor, you're probably going to be like, why'd you choose that over that? I'm not going to spoil it, but I went with Tom Cruise, Rock of Ages. Reason being because the character he had to portray in here, and of course, I believe, if I remember correctly, every actor involved in this movie had to train their vocal cords and learn how to sing their roles. Like in the movie, the singing that you're hearing is the actors themselves, I believe. And Tom Cruise, he pulled it off. The character, I forget the dude's name, but the guy right there, his performance was great. He pulled it off really well, and I love this movie, so I chose this one. I besides Top Gun, I don't really have anything else in Rock of Ages, but performance-wise, the character he had to portray, he did great. So I went with Tom Cruise, Rock of Ages. And next up, we have Michael Cera. And I love video games. I love my romantic comedies, and this is somewhat of a love story, and it involves video games in some ways. I went with Michael Cera and Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I love this movie, cannot ever get enough of it. And I believe I'm saying his name right, Michael Cera. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. He's been in other good movies, but this is the one that stands out the most with me. And then next we have another movie that introduced me to this actor. And after seeing this movie, I enjoyed his performance. And any other horror that he is involved with, he's a comedy aspect and he pulls it off very well. He nails it right there. Like the humor hits spot on. And here we have Justin Long in Jeepers Creepers. He's known for being in other horror comedies like Tusk, which was you know what, crazy. And he's in one of the most recent horror releases called Barbarian, and he was like the comedy aspect of that, and he did great. But this was the first movie that really introduced me to him and got me to pay more attention to him. So I went with Jeepers Creepers with Justin Long. And next up, rest in peace, man. I went with Sid Haig in House of a Thousand Corpses. He's just great in any horror movies or any role in general that he does. He was just amazing. And Captain Spaulding in House of a Thousand Corpses, you cannot go wrong. I had to right there. Boom. Sid Haig, House of a Thousand Corpses. Rest in peace, man. And next up, I don't care what anybody says about this guy. I enjoyed his movies. I enjoy him, period. I still do. He's not as funny as he used to be back in the day, but he's still funny. And his movies that he was in, I thought he was hilarious in them. And the movies were done well. And they're usually rom-coms in some way. And I went with Dane Cook and Good Luck Chuck. I thought he was really great in this movie. And this movie itself, I really enjoyed. So Dane Cook, Good Luck Chuck. And next up, again, another one we lost too soon. Rest in peace. I went with Paul Walker. This was a movie, another actor that a movie introduced me to, Fast and the Furious. And I just really enjoyed Paul Walker in this one and checked out his other movies that he was in after this. And he's a great actor. We miss you, man. Too soon. Too soon. I enjoy that franchise as well. I don't care what anyone says. And next up, could have went with either or actor in this one. But I grew up watching this movie. I watched it so many times as a kid. I went with Bad Boys, Will Smith. I could have went with Martin Lawrence, but whatever, it is what it is. I enjoy Will Smith as an actor still, despite everything of recent events. So I went with Will Smith for Bad Boys. And next up, I don't really have many other movies with this actor in it besides Spider-Man. So I went with Beetlejuice for Michael Keaton with that beautiful lenticular slipcover. It's not worth as much as it used to be now that 4K Steelbook came out, but that beautiful lenticular, I went with Michael Keaton for Beetlejuice. If they chose anybody else to play this role, I don't think they would have been able to pull it off as well as Michael Keaton did. Just a great movie, great actor as well. So I did Michael Keaton and Beetlejuice. And next up, I don't know too many movies that this actor is in, but like I said, I had a hard time picking 25 movies with 25 different actors, and this movie stood out to me, and the actor I'm talking about, he added so much to this movie. He just added like a lot of comedy aspect to it. I went with Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Luke Perry. He was great in this movie, and this movie itself was very enjoyable. So Luke Perry and Buffy for my pick. And then next up, another one we lost too soon, rest in peace. Man, I have no idea how this happened. It just so happened to be this way. I went with Anton Yelchin and Burying the X. This was a Best Buy exclusive. It's a horror comedy. It's basically about Anton's character. His girlfriend ends up passing and she comes back from the dead. Meanwhile, he's involved with another woman, so it just turns into a whole love triangle with a zombie. Good movie, really good movie. I enjoyed it. Burying the X. Anton Yelchin. Rest in peace, man. And next up, another movie that introduced me to an actor for the first time. And I went with Ryan Gosling and Drive. This movie was just really good despite some scenes like not having too much dialogue, and usually that's not my thing, but this movie just did it so well. The score, the soundtrack was really good. Movie turned out really, really well, and Ryan Gosling, he killed it. He did a great job in this role, and I grew to like him. He's one of my man crushes, I guess you can say, because I enjoy a lot of his other movies. So Ryan Gosling and Drive. And next up, I honestly did not know this actor's name, but I knew who I was thinking of. So I had to look it up on the back and found out his name. Stephen Lang and Don't Breathe. I really like this movie. And Stephen Lang, he does great in his roles. Anytime that I've seen him in like trailers of movies maybe I haven't seen, he just spot on. It seems like he's really an amazing actor and plays his role in Don't Breathe really well. So again, I had to figure something out because I had a hard time picking 25 different actors, but I went with Stephen Lang and Don't Breathe. And next up, another movie, another actor I was introduced to the first time because of this movie. And I love my raunchy comedies, I guess you can say. And I went with Jason Biggs in American Pie. I believe this was maybe one of his first roles, if not the first. I can't remember. But this basically shot his career up, I guess you can say. And it still holds up to this day. I still crack up at it. Jason Biggs and American Pie, definitely a classic. And next up, another movie that introduced me to another actor for the first time. It's one of his early year roles, I guess you can say. And I went with Heath Ledger in 10 Things I Hate About You. I just had to, just for the fact I grew up watching this when I was a young teen and really enjoyed it. I grew to like Heath Ledger because of this movie, which is why I chose it. Great actor. Another one we lost too soon. Rest in peace, man. And next up, this is the last of the 25 different movies. And then we have our ensemble, I guess you can say, which is basically a choice. You had to choose a movie that is basically dominated by male roles, like a male cast, I guess you can say, if I'm saying that correctly. Huck, correct me in a comment down below if I'm wrong. And here we have John Goodman in 10 Cloverfield Lane. The role that John Goodman played in this, he did a great job. He just killed it. Literally, no pun intended, because it's the type of movie that it is. He did a great job right there. John Goodman in 10 Cloverfield Lane. And I actually did enjoy this movie. But that was actually it for the 25 movie choices involving 25 different actors. And now it's next up for the ensemble. And Huck's Pop Culture Cafe. Let me know in the comments down below if you were watching this, and let me know if I failed and wasn't allowed to do this. But the ensemble I went with, just for the fact that it has basically 6 different male actors that are actually known actors and comedians and are known for their comedy movies, I went with Horrible Bosses. And I did choose a movie earlier on that had Jason Sudeikis, and he happens to be in my ensemble movie. Hopefully I'm able to do that. I couldn't remember, so let me know, Huck, in the comment down below. Let me know if I failed or if I was allowed to do that. But my ensemble, I chose Horrible Bosses. It has Jason Bateman, Charlie Day, Jason Sudeikis, Colin Farrell, Kevin Spacey, and Jamie Foxx. To me, that's an ensemble cast, male-dominated roles, if you ask me. Really love this movie. It's hilarious. They definitely are horrible bosses. And the one scene that stands out the most to me, I think it's Charlie Day. I can't remember. This guy right here that's under the sticker, that one scene when he's in the car when the other guys are in the house doing their thing or whatever, I forget what it was, and he's in the seat just listening to the music, putting the seat back, putting it forward, putting it back, and just saying my name. Just saying my name. That scene just, like, he cracked me up doing that. But my choice for the ensemble was Horrible Bosses. Not sure if I was able to choose that with the same actor, but I did. And I am going to try my best to pick this stack up without dropping anything. But here we go. Probably going to fall. This is my whole stack there. But yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed this challenge, I recommend you guys do this challenge as well. You do not have to do a video if you don't have a YouTube channel that you actually make content. You don't have to. All you got to do is comment down below or go on Huck's channel and comment on his video and just type in like what your choices were and what your ensemble was. So you had to choose 25 different movies with 25 different actors. You cannot choose a movie that you used in the 80s A through Z movie challenge, and you cannot use any movies that you used in that challenge or this one and a future challenge that Huck puts out there. So it's a new thing that this YouTuber is doing. He's putting out challenges involving your movie collection and has certain rules and all that. So you gotta go to his channel. Whenever he posts a new challenge, he's always the first one to do that challenge, and then he challenges other YouTubers from the physical media community to do the same thing. And you're able to do that, or you can, like I said, just comment in the comments down below what your choices were. But guys, if you want to take part of this challenge, do so. I recommend it through the comments or make your own video, and definitely tag me or tag Huck so we know you posted it and we'll check it out. But if you enjoyed this video, let me know about the stack in the comments down below as well. What you thought about them? Did I do good choices? Do you agree with them? Do you not? Do you not like any of these, and why? Or if you do, cool. But if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And again, I want to shout out Huck's Pop Culture Cafe. Definitely great dude, great content. I've been enjoying his content so much, and it's just so fun that he's doing these challenges, and we all really appreciate it, Huck. Hopefully you are enjoying our exceptions to your challenge, because I really enjoyed your video for the A through Z and this one as well. But like I was saying, guys, go check out his channel. I will have the link to his channel in the description down below. Huck is the man. He's amazing. But guys, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you like content similar to this, I do a whole bunch of content. Go check out my playlist. And if you're already subscribed, just return to watch another one of my videos. I appreciate it very much, but I will see you in the next one. Take care.